That's the reaction from Iranian lawmakers to the Trump administration's decision to designate Iran's Revolutionary Guard as a foreign terrorist organization, chanting, "Death to America." I would say this is outrageous. I would say this is unbelievable, but sadly it's hardly surprising, right? This is video from nearly a year ago. Let's show you. Here we go. Showing Iranians burning the American flag while chanting, "Death to America," in response to President Trump pulling the U.S. out of the Iran deal. So they have a theme here. They don't like something, it's death to America. They burn our flag over and over and over again. How much more of this are we going to take? Joining me right now, President of the American Islamic Forum for Democracy, Dr. Zuhdi Jasser. Dr. Jasser, good to have you back on the show.
It's great to be with you, Trish.
What's your reaction to this? What's your reaction to the administration's policies regarding Iran?
Oh, I think it's long overdue, and I'll tell you, the mobs that you showed were rent-a mobs from the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps and also from the Khomeinist theocrat clerics that run the government. The vast majority of the Iranian people truly believe that their military are terrorists, truly believe they want a revolution, and slowly they've had more traction in the last year since we re-upped the sanctions than they did in any time during the Obama administration. So the sanctions are pro-Iranian, pro-revolution, and the best anti-nuclear program is the sanctions and also putting this terror organization, which is their military, in its place. They've been spreading since the nuclear deal, by the way, Trish. They've been ramping up their support of the Houthis, the support of Hezbollah, the support of Assad's genocidal crimes in Syria, the support of radical Shia mobs in Iraq. So their metastases of the cancer of the Iranian Republican Guard Corps has only increased since the nuclear deal. So thank you, Secretary Pompeo. Thank you, President Trump, for doing this, bringing back clarity and bringing back pressure as President Trump called for.
Wow. Let me turn to a woman who has been a very big critic of this administration, someone who comes from the Islamic faith like yourself, sir, and that's Representative Ilhan Omar, who is out tonight tweeting against the president's advisor, Stephen Miller, effectively accusing him of being a white nationalist. Not just accusing, or effectively, I should say, because she actually says Stephen Miller is a white nationalist. Those are some pretty tough terms. The fact that he still has influence on policy and politics right now, she says, is effectively a travesty. A white national, last time I checked, I do believe that he is a Jewish American. If you're Jewish, I don't quite think you would be a white nationalist, but maybe I'm just, maybe I'm overanalyzing here. What do you think of Representative Omar and these new comments from her?
It's just beyond ignorant, and as you said, the main targets of white supremacists are the Jewish community, as we saw in Pittsburgh, and it's beyond ignorance. This is what happens when the left has their red-green alliance between the socialists, the progressivists, and the Islamists. We see it at the UN. We see it where they sort of weaponize anti-Semitism. They weaponize the labels of throwing whatever sticks, and they ended up throwing this on a Jewish American who no way could be a white nationalist or white supremacist. You saw Hillary Clinton tweet out yesterday that Make America Great supporters were actually all white nationalists, which is half of America. And you also see, for example,
I actually
the
know
Economist.
A lot of African Americans, by the way, that support this president. So there's a lot of generalizations going on. Go ahead.
The Economist magazine labeled Ben Shapiro an alt-right radical, and then later apologized and withdrew the title of their article, showing that the left is just unhinged. They're throwing labels wherever it can land, and it's landing in ignorance, and showing that they're really more about bigotry and collectivism rather than about facts, truth, and helping our country unite.
Collectivism, that's a good term to use here, because somehow their thought is whatever's in their view, whatever they determine to be better for the greater good of society, everybody needs to fall in line. And we've seen historically, by the way, and we're seeing it unfold right now in Venezuela, by the way, where socialism has just been a really rotten deal for the people. That collectivism, that kind of thought never ultimately works, does it, Dr. Jasser?
It doesn't. And Islamists like Ilhan Omar label me, who I love my faith, I'm an anti-Islamist Muslim, they label me an Islamophobe because it's all about labels rather than individual rights and facts and ideas and debate and diversity of ideology, and rather they just want to label everybody in one big group because it serves their left movement and their red-green axis.
Yeah, they're frightened by any kind of difference in thought. That's not having any appreciation for diversity, if you ask me. Dr. Zuhdi Jasser, thank you. Good to see you. Okay, coming up.
Anytime.
A brand new poll shows that President Trump's approval rating is